Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us today. This is the beginning of a very interesting session that we're going to deliver today. And as you can see on the screen, it's the launch ceremony of our Six Digits program. Um, I am Haroon Ahmed Jan. I am the Regional Head of Member Affairs at ACCA. And with us today, we have Mr. Sajid Aslam, who's the head of ACCA Pakistan. And our guest for today is Mr. Mr. Faisal Kamar, who's the managing partner for HRS Global, the BPO. Today's session is very important because it is based on an experiment that we did last year. And what we thought was that this is a good time to bring about bring in some content which can really help our stakeholders. And when I say stakeholders, that would be our members, our affiliates, and our students, which we now call future members. So our members and future members in really understanding what their true capabilities are, and are they utilizing those true capabilities to maximize their earning potential. Ladies and gentlemen, the Six Digits program was launched. A pilot was launched last year, and in October, when the program was concluded, the test or the success measure that we had set for ourselves was that within 6 months of the completion of the program, we would we would check circle back and check the earning potential or the earnings of the participants. And surprisingly, the results were that, I mean, it did not even take 6 months. It was after about 2.5 months when all the participants of the pilot Six Digits program were earning in six digits. Let me share my presentation with you, which will give you an excellent idea of what was it like. And I have to be very quick, so I'll rush through my slides. This is the launch of the season 2 of the Six Digits program. Of course, this is the foundations of this program is the success that we had registered in the earlier on in the pilot program. So Six Digits program is meant to maximize the earning potential. It's a crash program, 100 hours of rigorous learning, and which can really jack up the earning potential of individuals to six digits. And when we say six digits, it starts from 100,000 and it can go up to 9,99,999. So your judgment, or where do you want to park yourself within this salary bracket. At the same time, we are now we have already conceived another program by the name 7 Digits. So ACCA members or fellow members who have been members for the past 5 years, who are already earning in 6 digits, their next jump is going to be in 7 digits. And that is what the discussion today that you will see happening at the launch of this event. You will see what does it take for individuals to jump from 5 to 6 to 7 digits or exceed the million mark. So, ladies and gentlemen, a few glimpses of what was the pilot program like. So out of about 60 individuals who applied for the pilot program, 30 selected, 15 graduated. And these individuals, they were put through a very rigorous program. So they were required to meet every day from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the Lahore office, and they were given various tasks. They were given group work, they were given presentations to make, they were given case studies, they were given some refresher trainings on tool set, they were given a refresher on their skill set, but more importantly, we continuously worked on their motivation. We continuously worked on their mental orientation, and we brought in positivity in their approach to work in their professional life. So as you can see, there's group work happening. Look at the interest with which these individuals participated. Top right corner, Sajid delivering the orientation for the Six Digits pilot program, and the participants, all sitting around. A few more glimpses. We did invite industry experts to come in and talk to our members as well. So there were briefing sessions on taxation, but there were briefing sessions on the textile industry, and there were briefing sessions by HR experts, and there were sessions on CV writing skills. There were role plays conducted. So that was the environment that we were able to generate. There was an introduction, a very strong reliance on digital technologies also. So a lot of the content was relayed through our webinar platform as well at that time. Then the exposure that these 6 digits, the graduates they got. Uh, Earlier on this year, we took all the six digits graduates, the members who had completed the program, along with the members network panel. We took them to Islamabad. The chief executive of ACCA, Helen Brand, was to travel to Pakistan, but unfortunately, because of COVID, the outbreak, she could not undertake that travel. However, once again, we use digital technology. So there's just a few glimpses of the kind of exposure these individuals got. And here we are with Helen digitally present in the group. The individuals who traveled with us from this program can be seen, all smiling, smartly dressed, smart individuals, uh, all lined up with Helen in the middle. So, what was what was the success of the pilot program? Um, like I said to you earlier, uh, within about 2.5 months of the program completion, all the participants were earning over 100,000 rupees as salary, which was a very clear, specific, measurable target that we had set for ourselves. This was very rigorous, 100 hours of learning. The challenges that we had even at that time was that how do we make this program scalable, and here is a testament of the fact that we have been able to make the program digitally scalable. So we now have over 1,200 individuals who are linked up and who are going to attend the season 2 of the program. The ethics and professional skills module, which is a flagship program of ACCA on ethics and professional skills, was the main constituent. And let me give a message to all the members here that the ethics and professional skills module is a very specially designed module, and it is continuously updated. There is collaboration between ACCA and CAANZ on developing the contents of this module, and therefore, even if you've done this module previously, if you've done the older ethics module, this is a good opportunity for you to go back and undertake this ethics and professional skills module. It is free of cost for the members. I come back to the rigor once again. And as I said, there was public speaking, there were presentations, there were, I think the most important part, and that part we have already sort of started delivering also through the orientation program that we have run during the week, was the self gap analysis. A lot of times we don't realize where the gaps lie, and this was an opportunity for us to make people realize that how to assess those gaps and how to fill up those gaps also. ACCA's competency framework came in very handy. It was very useful, and therefore, we did refer to the competency framework a number of times. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Six Digits Program Edition 2. These are some messages that our successful members from the pilot program shared with us. You can read the messages on your own, and the good thing is that it's not just that they were content by seeing an increase in their earning potential. These individuals are now in the limelight. 3 of these individuals are now a part of the ACCA taxation subcommittee, and they're working very actively with the senior members, and probably about 7 or 8 sessions with senior professionals from the FPR, from the Lahore Tax Bar, from the Lahore Chamber, from members sitting in the UK. A lot of sessions have already been conducted. So these individuals are really making use of the skills that have been scaled up in their case. I would also mention that one of the individuals, and her profile comes up in a bit. Um, One individual here, I will not point out, but one of those individuals is also contesting for the MNP election. So she wants to now become a part of the ACCA governance structure, and that's very forthcoming, because this really gives them an opportunity to give back to the member fraternity also. Um, I'll just share in my last slide. Let's just share some statistics with you. 1234 participants for the season 2, divided into 6 groups. They're students, affiliates, and members, all active. We will come up with a smaller, condensed program for the inactive or suspended members also. But at the moment, we are focusing on our active students, affiliates, and members. 100 hours of content delivery, which will mostly be delivered digitally. Um, we will use Microsoft Teams and some other platforms as well. There is going to be a lot of group work, a lot of team activities, and as you see, today is the launch of the six digits season 2. Once completed, which will be somewhere in November or after October, we will hold a graduation ceremony as well. If I can briefly share the contents with you for those who don't have an idea about the program itself, there's a very strong emphasis on entrepreneurship. And as you can see, there's a 10-hour session on business case development at the beginning, and there's a 10-hour session on business case development at the end of the program. Importantly, this program talks about self-assessment. So how do you assess yourself? How do you then apply yourself? And like I said to you, the process has already started. Question formation, and that's a very specific skill, and a lot of emphasis was given. So alongside these, there were refreshers on the competencies and knowledge that has already been imparted to our members and students, but there were some tools that were introduced to them through this program as well. There were role plays, there were CV writing skills sessions conducted, there were interview skill sessions conducted. These individuals were exposed to case studies from Harvard and Stanford and top-notch universities from across the world, and they were really given a tough time with those case studies. And in the end, a certificate distribution ceremony, which was very nicely aligned with our the Global Ethics Day, the celebrations that happened in Lahore last year. So this gives you a glimpse of what this program is all about. Now we have already conducted the orientation for all 6 groups, and the feedback that we've got so far from the participants was phenomenally good, was excellent, and that sort of gives us the encouragement that this program is going to be as successful as our pilot program. So with this, I will stop and I will bring in our other presenters. Let me first of all call in Mr. Sajid Aslam, who's the head of ACCA Pakistan, and he has a personal interest. He takes a lot of interest in the way this program is going, and he delivered quite some content all by himself as well. So Sajid, over to you, and if you can have a conversation between yourself and Faisal around, what are the objectives of the program? What should the members who want to join this program in future be expecting from it? Over to you, Sajid.
Thank you, Harun. Thank you very much. And if we can also request Faisal to join on the screen as well, that would be great. So, Faisal, thank you very much for joining us today. I'll just give a very quick one point, Harun. I would suggest we need to highlight that again and again. This program is designed and it was encouraged by our senior members who are accomplished, and they were looking for the younger members and the students that they should also possess that kind of capabilities, and they should understand the trends. Because when they are at a student life or when they are under the training, sometimes we start missing out on the trends which might be changing. So that's very important thing, that this is a wonderful program which was encouraged by the senior members, that ACCA Pakistan should launch something and help the people to see and understand the global trend beyond what the regular courseware is. sometimes we just get carried away with the pressure of exam, और एग्जाम में हम इतने गुम जाते हैं कि हम उन चीज़ों को sometimes understand नहीं कर पाते. इसी में जो हारून ने एक बात की कि we are also trying to bring in people who may not be very active with us, and they are not like on the register right now. So there's a small number which we will be entertaining, or एक limited सा program उनके लिए भी होगा. Again, that's some of the stuff which our senior members are encouraging, that it's a tough time. They were part of us, they are part of our community, and we should do as much as we can within our limited resources to support the entire community, regardless where they are and how they are moving. अगर एक अच्छा program है which can help them to build that capability and the mindset. And I'll pick up interestingly Mohammad Zishan Jahanzeb Malik ने बड़े शुरू में एक बात की थी कि it's a mindset, skill set and a tool set, and in a right order. And that's what I loved about that. अभी एक comment उन्होंने दिया था कि this is all about the mindset, skill set and tool set, and that's exactly what we are going to talk about. So Faisal, first of all, welcome and thank you for that to give us some time. I know that you are very pressed you in terms of time, और आपके लिए काफी इस वक्त जो time निकालना मुश्किल है, लेकिन I think हमारी audience के लिए, हमारे members के लिए, हमारे students के लिए बहुत जरूरी है ये जानना कि HRS Global, definitely HRS Global का जो overall footprint है पाकिस्तान में, पाकिस्तान से बाहर, and number of people you deal in people, that's your key product. And बहुत दफा हमारे पास एक सवाल आता है, before I get your comments on the program and the content, I'll just give you a one question. बहुत दफा हमारा एक सवाल आता है कि जो employer है या client है वो competencies को value कैसे करते हैं, कैसे वो decide करेंगे कि ये बंदा जो है इसकी जो value है वो 1 लाख है और इसकी value 10 लाख है. So वो क्या factors होते हैं जिस पे वो decide करते हैं. So first your comment on the program, and then specific question around कि valuation कैसे हो रही होती है हमारे skill set, competency या individuals की while they go for a job or they go for with the client. So Faisal, please.
First of all, Saeed, thank you very much for inviting us, and I congratulate you for this brilliant program. And when I heard about it, I went back to my increment letter when I got this magical number of 100,000. So a lot of memories attached to it. So it's a wonderful program, and of course, young lads need a lot of guidance in this area, because it starts, with the dream. In my opinion, it starts with the dream, as you said, the mindset, and the mindset starts with the dream. How big can you dream? How crazy can you dream? And when you can dream a million rupee package at the class sixth, that's how things move on and go on. The thing is, I would just like to add personally, my dream was to drive an Audi car, when I was in class 6 or 7. So my dream started from there. And then, the stages come from micro to macro, and then, you reach to that stage and you reach to that mark, and so on and so forth. So I'm sure I take regularly counseling sessions with young students from different institutes as part of a regular program. And what your program is saying, this is exactly how I start that, put the magical number. Where do you like to see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? A lot of people talk about designation. I ask them that, I can put you CFO at Faisal Textile at a commercial value. So it's not going to make you happy. Give me the number, what number you want to make, at the end of your planning span. So it always starts, with the same program that you're talking, that at the end of the day, how good or how bad I am, as long as I'm valuing at that value where I need to fulfill my dream, I think that's what matters. When it comes to your second part at employer, first, at every organization which is relatively structured in nature, they have a job evaluation or a job description, as an entry point for anybody to come, in terms of their competencies, in terms of their job descriptions, and all of it that you need to have. But in terms of competencies at a young level, that starts, there are 3-4 things, which is very critical to me in terms of looking at a new prospect. Number one, which everyone must have, is the clear-headedness that what I want to do.
Yep.
The mindset, and that I'm clear, this is my plan and this is I'm going to do. The thing is, and he's not, scared of anything. He's brave enough to take those dreams, because if I ask somebody that how much you're going to make after 3 years, so after 5 minutes the guy is going to say 200,000. So I asked, why 200,000, why not million? So I'm saying, no, sir, 200,000 is still a big amount. So the thing is, first of all, the most important thing is that where you need to reach, your clearer headedness is absolutely critical. And at a young age, when you're starting your career, to me, the first skill, I like to assess in everyone is the dependability. Dependability means that it starts with curiosity. If not, I'm not curious, at my first interview, the curiosity comes that, I'm willing to do everything. And that energy level that swings all across in that 15 hours, 15 minutes, 20 minutes interview. So the thing is that competency to me is absolutely critical, that you have to have very high energy and you are clear headed. And I shared with my team all the time an example, which is the only Chief Justice of US, it's mentioned on her bar, is might be wrong, but never in doubt. So that, always changed my life, that I will always take chances. I will never be scared, of taking chances. So that attitude of bravery on and that attitude that I can make error at the start of the career with curiosity and dependability, I think these are very important 4 5 things that I see, to answer to your question. Yeah, Sajid, back to you.
Thank you, Faisal. I think that gives at least a clarity to the younger lot, and particularly the people who are in the journey right now, the affiliates, the students who are getting there. I think it's important for them to really understand the key message. It's a mindset, attitude, and how you reflect that. It's not that you have it, but during your interaction, when you are interacting in your network, how you are reflecting that energy and those competencies. And normally एक term हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा use करते हैं कि your network is your net worth, because आपके net जितना बड़ा और अच्छा network sincere आपके पास होगा, so that will also bring the information and that will give you the feedback at the same time. अब फैसल इसी सवाल को हम एक स्टेप आगे लेके चलते हैं, क्योंकि हमारे पास कुछ मेंबर्स ऐसे भी हैं जो कि ऑलरेडी मेंबरशिप में आ चुके हैं, वो मेंबर बन गए हुए हैं. उनमें से कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जो ऑलरेडी 6 डिजिट का क्राइटेरिया अचीव कर चुके हैं. तो अभी आपने बात की कि एंट्री लेवल पे आप एनर्जी देख रहे हैं, डिपेंडेबिलिटी देख रहे हैं. नाउ वी क्रिएट अ सिनेरियो जहां पे मैं ऑलरेडी एक जगह पे जॉब पे आ गया हूं और आई हैव ऑलरेडी अचीव्ड माय फर्स्ट माइलस्टोन. आई वुड से कि मैं 6 डिजिट में फॉल कर रहा हूं, मैं 1.5 लाख 2 लाख 2.5 लाख मैंने क्रॉस कर लिया हुआ है. एंड नाउ आई एम लुकिंग टू द नेक्स्ट माइलस्टोन, 500,000 और मिलियन का माइलस्टोन मैंने अचीव करना है. So what do you think as an employer, as an employee? Let's first take a scenario of employee. How I can really demonstrate कि मैं आप एक organization के लिए या एक organization के customer के लिए इतनी value generate कर रहा हूँ कि the organization should be able to pay me and retain me at the level of 500,000 or a million rupees. So वो क्या चीज organization देख रही होती है जब वो इस तरह की values assign करती हैं किसी individual की services के साथ?
Very important one. Just if we just put a person into place when you're dealing with your young career, your interaction level largely is within the organization. But the moment you cross that magic number, you start to interact. There are new order come into your life. One, the regulator come if you are at a senior position. Then your board members come. That's the second level of interaction. Third, the media, because the impact of your outcome has an impact on the organization. So when you talk about these additional responsibilities and accountabilities come into your portfolio, and if you want to strive for a bigger number, say 500,000, so your people management, are going to play a major role in terms of your learning, because today you were reporting to somebody, now there are 30 people reporting to you. So the thing is, your people skills have to be brilliant, because now your words, your body action, your entire aura is noted by the people in your team, and they get motivated and demotivated by that. So the leadership skill, the people skills are the most critical in terms of moving ahead in your career. Second, your strong spine. वो कहते हैं पीछे धमाका हो गया, you are still standing right in front of there. So the thing is, your temperament your commitment, when something happens, as a leader you're standing tall and making sure that things are in the place that that organization is looking at. Then organization, and then there comes the unstructured thinking in a situation where you need to have well skill base to have those skills earned, from 100,000 to 500,000. It's all about, Sajid, management and management, because you don't need to refer to the book for international accounting standard. You don't need to refer to company ordinance. You don't need to do anything. You have everything is in place. It's all about how you utilize them and move the organization on the bottom line results. So the bottom line results, focus, your people skills, in my opinion, are the most critical components to journey from 100,000 to 500,000.
No, thank you, Faisal. And I think there's a very interesting question coming from Murtaza Hassan. And the question is how much the economy has to do with the overall earning level in today's world. हमारी पाकिस्तान की economy जो है या उसका size जो है, how much that contribute in terms of the challenges or opportunities in terms of the earning potential. How do you see that in today's world, how the local or national economy can contribute, restrict, or create opportunity there?
Me, Sajid, Pakistan to me, is a huge economy. We are fifth largest population, and no matter what happens, our only drive is moving ahead. And these challenges are going to come and go. But at the end of the day, as a nation, we will always come out, as another nation. So, economic challenge, like we are in COVID situation, this time we have challenges, and of course, we will take time to things to grow back. In this particular era, people who wants to strive, towards the same package and like to move ahead in their career, they have to be be aligned with what's predictability is saying to it, the out of box thinking. For instance, if I'm sitting, in one skill base and I don't know the other skill base, so this is the time to upgrade your skill base, to be able to sustain in any situation that are coming. If I talk about an organization perspective, uh, what how can I prosper my organization, how can I contribute in economy? For instance, the tool of outsourcing. If I don't have money, but I can create those value added concepts within the organization to bring organization more sustainable, and at the end of the day contribute to the betterment of the organization, and in parallel create more sectors for the organization. So out of box thinking in this era is critical. And if that in that period, Sajid, technology is going to play a vital role in making and breaking what organization looks like today. The organization are going to be completely different. One is COVID, second, the way technology is moving. So in futures CFO and in futures credit heads are probably more will be technology implementers rather than doing their job in their office, in my opinion. So unless and until we understand that we have no choice except to become a technologist ourselves, in times to come, there will be no survival, in my opinion.
No, very well said, Faisal, and I totally go with that. मेरा भी हमेशा ये होता है कि it's our choice how we want to look from an opportunity perspective. Let's say मैं अगर पाकिस्तान की बात करूँ, तो we might be looking at odd of $300 billion की एक economy. But अगर मैं global बात करूँ, तो we are looking at 80 trillion plus की economy, and both are accessible. ये it's a matter of choice, like you mentioned. As soon as we deploy technology, हमारी access और reach बहुत बढ़ जाती है. How we utilize that technology, that's also an important part. And अभी आपने जो management की बात की ना, that basically bring back a very interesting scenario. I was going through that a couple of weeks back. Somebody requested me that I need a management resource, and there is no limit for the salary, but I need it from the network. I'm not going to advertise. I want people who can come from your network or somebody else reliable network. सिर्फ एक ही शर्त है, इनिशिएटिव होना चाहिए बंदे में, राइट? सो उन्होंने सिर्फ एक शर्त लगा. So I was roaming around. I was asking people के refer कर दें, ये management role है, SME में है, but they are like decent enough, and they are not putting any limit on the salary and stuff. लेकिन एक शर्त है, वो साथ ही कहते हैं ये लोग हैं हमारे पास, मतलब एक ही शर्त है, उनकी इनिशिएटिव होना चाहिए. एंड एवरीबडी गोज बैक एंड स्टार्टेड थिंकिंग, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल से यार बंदा तो बहुत अच्छा है बट इनिशिएटिव की कमी है, बताना पड़ता है क्या करें. सो ये वाला जो आपने डिपेंडेबिलिटी वाली शुरू में बात की थी, तो आई थिंक दैट गोज लॉन्ग वे इवन इन अ मैनेजमेंट रोल, जैसे आपने बात की, या पीपल स्किल्स की आपने बात की, उसमें डेफिनेटली ये सारी चीजें, एक इनिशिएटिव और इस तरह की कॉम्पिटेंसीज या इस तरह के बिहेवियर्स और रूटीन्स जो हैं वो बहुत ज्यादा काउंट करती हैं. Just coming to another question, and that's again specifically from an organizational structure perspective. बहुत सी organization sometimes they are constrained because of the budgets and the value and the ranges they are working in. और उसमें I'll share one example later on a six digit का जो हमारा last एक graduate था, how he broke it. But वहां पे समटाइम्स हमारे जो मेंबर्स हैं, स्पेशली स्टूडेंट्स हैं, यंग स्टूडेंट्स, एफिलिएट्स हैं, जो या वेरी यंग मेंबर्स हु आर जस्ट इनटू द मार्केट, उनको बड़ी मुश्किल होती है वो डेवलपमेंटल कन्वर्सेशन अपने सुपरवाइजर से पिक करने के लिए कि ऑल्दो देयर इज अ रेंज, बट दिस इज आई बिलीव द वैल्यू आई एम ब्रिंगिंग टू द टेबल, एंड I believe I should be on a upper percentile of the range, or I should be in a different range, or I should have a specialist range for that, or I need any exception, or I need a raise. Let's put it in a very simple way. I go back and I want to pick up with my manager. So how do you guide like log is developmental conversation या raise की conversation में what are the 2-3 key points जो वो substantiate कर सकें? और अगर आपके पास भी यही conversation होनी है, आपका एक employee आता है आपके पास के मैं let's say इस वक्त 150,000 पे and I believe I need a raise, or I need a 50,000 raise which is like a 33% of the salary. So how you will be handling that conversation? आप उनसे क्या सवाल पूछेंगे और क्या जवाब एक्सपेक्ट करेंगे जो आपको कन्विंस कर ले कि 50,000 की इंक्रीज होनी चाहिए?
Sir, this question pops up most of the time, and if it doesn't come out, you see in the body language of your people at times.
Yep.
The first most important thing is that what kind of organization are you working for? In your organization, comp is still the hidden agenda, or comp is an open agenda. So when you're working for an hidden agenda, I think you have more problems and you have more scary feeling in terms of open up a conversation. In organization in today's world, comp is no more a subject which has to be limited to one person, because it's an open market. You have a lot of tools to get to know whether I'm with market, whether I have internal equity or external equity, and what kind of benefit where everyone is providing. And in a lot of organization feel binding to provide comp information comparable to their employees, so that they feel that they have been treated just in the organization. When it comes to the lot of conversation I come across, especially we are in June July period, there are a lot of body language, a lot of people roaming around, just showing you that this is your end. See, I worked so hard, so you better convert that into the monetary terms. So I'm getting these very often nowadays. What I like to know when a person is coming to me, talking to me about their compensation, I like to know that what kind of awareness he has in terms of his own comp. Because I like to compare, being a finance manager, I am in an organization, and I'm benchmarking my organization myself to an organization which is way too different in terms of size. The first most important part is when somebody comes to me that my worth is 150,000. So my question is that let's talk about the resources. Should I talk about the sources which may believe that there's 150,000 in the market if you are having 100,000. So first, awareness is important. I have to be very clear, what I'm planning to do. Second, nowadays, if I'm somebody who's contributing consistently in the organization, my achievements, whether my score represents it all the time or sometime, but my achievements are significant enough, so I will always be very careful in having any kind of tough discussion with that employee, because I want that employee to be happy. I want that conversation to be ending, to a certain extent. So the second important part for me is about the employee achievement, that how is he performing. If he's coming to me after 1 year without looking here and there कि sir एक साल हो गया सबके पैसे बढ़ते हैं मेरे भी पैसे बढ़ने चाहिए. You have to have the fundamental basis that on what basis organization. So awareness is important. Your achievements are important. Third is how much you are able to understand and acknowledge that how you're creating ROI for yourself and for your
Yep.
organization. So I go back to the third point, which I mentioned earlier, that if I am, because in Pakistan, now we are learning concept of creating departmental return earning. So the thing is, you have given a budget. So if you can save that budget by out of box ideas, then you can reinvest into your people. So the
Good.
thing is, this kind of concept we are trying for a couple of years. That if you have been allocated a budget of 12 million in terms of HR, you bought the shared service concept, or you outsourced certain function, and you bought company ROI of 20%. So organization is investing the same thing, but the thing is now is well equipped to compensate their people well. So these three things to me is absolutely critical when somebody comes for a dialogue on com, that you are aware of your com precisely, that you have the achievement, you're the person that I'm looking at as high talent. Or third, that you have out of box ideas for me as an organization. You're not absolutely naive about whatever is happening in organizations that I want to raise. So this disconnect dialogue cannot take place. So these three are critical to me. And if these three things are not there, I will ask the person that, I can also help you if you're not happy with that, because I will always want to see happy people in the organization. If people aren't happy, they should be placed somewhere else where they can be happy. So I firmly believe that happy face changes a lot of things. And third, Sajid, the young people must be listening to us. There is a misconception. I have been writing a few articles, I think in a lot of books about the mischaracterization of work-life balance concept.
Yeah.
If you want to become chief executive as per your plan at the age of 34, and if you believe in work-life balance, don't dream to become CEO, because if you have a very stringent plan, I always tell people, in my certification classes also, that you can talk about work-life balance after 45. The age between 25 to 45 is to reach to a million mark. And once you reach to the million mark, you have all the chances in the world to focus on your work-life balance. So the thing is, when your objectives are there, you have to run, much faster. So rectify this concept in everyone's mind of work-life balance. You can't have a work-life balance at age 27 that I'm going to work 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. No, in this gig economy, in this gig worker concept, you've got to move on, because a Uber driver whole day is working, in the evening he's driving. He's compensating himself. So in this era, the thing is, the work-life balance concept has to be, re-established, in my opinion. Sir, back to you.
Yeah. Faisal, thank you very much. I think that's one of a subject I always love to talk about, the work-life balance myth. I think work-life integration is the new way. Once we are working with the technology, we are always connected. So we really have to bring that work-life integration, because my family is also connected with me while I'm in office, and I'm connected with the office while I'm at home. So how we really create those distinctions while working. So that's something which we have to learn as a new skill, that the old concept of work-life balance 9 to 5, that's gone. And particularly if you are looking at not $300 billion economy, you are looking at the 81 or $80 trillion economy, the global one, then the different time zones and everything. So you have to really plan your life and the day differently. So it's more like a work-life integration, I would say. And just bringing out the question, I think that's the one question I always love about once we are bringing a discussion, the ROI one. हम लोग in my previous life, when we used to hire a salesperson, तो हमारा एक बड़ा simple सा formula होता था कि any product which has got like 10-15% का gross profit पे operate कर रही है ना, तो जो भी salary आप salesman को या compensation दे रहे हैं, उसका 40 times जो है वो sales होनी चाहिए. For example, अगर एक salesman को आप 1 लाख रुपया दे रहे हैं, तो monthly sales उसकी 40 लाख रुपए होनी चाहिए. So that's how we normally evaluate that. And जब इसी concept को हम लेके वापस आते हैं, and then we ask the finance guys who are guru to calculate everything, and we ask them to put a value, like you said, मुझे ROI बताओ कि आपकी services की ROI क्या है organization से, and sometimes they really get confused. So I think 6 digit में जो हमारी सबसे ज्यादा conversation होती है वो इसी पे होती है कि आपकी क्या value proposition है, आप कितनी value create कर रहे हैं और उसका कितना % आपको वापस मिल रहा है. अगर हम सेल्स वाली एग्जांपल देखें तो वो 2.5% आपके पास वापस आना है. जो भी आप ग्रॉस वैल्यू क्रिएट करेंगे उसका 2-2.5% आपके पास एज अ कॉम्पनसेशन वापस आ रहा होगा. सो अगर मैं अपनी वो वैल्यू नहीं लेके आ पाऊंगा तो फिर मेरे लिए बहुत मुश्किल हो जाती है इस कन्वर्सेशन के लिए. Faisal, I'll take another 5 minutes. I know that you have to leave, but any key messages from a mindset perspective, top 3-5 things which you want this young talent to understand, particularly while they are going through maybe a COVID scenario, they might have some other challenges in life. So what kind of responses or resilience they can demonstrate to really overcome that those challenges and still lead the way towards the success? So,
yeah, Sanjeev, in my opinion, the way things are transforming all across the world, we have been spoken enough of people replaced by machines. And that is not anymore a new phenomena, and it's not the phenomena that is going to come. We have taken payroll review into AI 6 months ago. So what we believe, like elsewhere, this entire payroll review business slowly, gradually will take over by machines, and you will not need a lot of people in those slots. So the first important message, from my side is that start loving technology. Don't, when you're trying to, even if a person who is 500,000 rupee CFO, or the credit head, they need to evaluate technology themselves. And the thing is, that skills are absolutely critical in my opinion. Second, you have to plan your career in such a manner that you become from non-core to core. Because if you continue to part of core activity of an organization, this activity in times to come will fade away. So you have to become the core. Core means you need to be closer to the business objectives of the organization. And what you mentioned about ROI, absolutely critical. You need to be, a commercial for that. And third, the most important part is the belief in yourself, and stop worrying about violating few things. Because if you bravely think about it, and you are not scared of making errors. I never considered myself as somebody intelligent. Every time I was in a group, people were saying that the guy is very intelligent. I always believed I am not, but I always believed in hard work. Because to me, the definition between intelligent and somebody like me is that somebody will learn in 1 hour, I will take 5 hours to learn the same thing. So if I can work harder, I can create that gap with you. So the thing is, hard work is critical, and your belief is critical. You have to say something. I, all my life, whenever I was talking about my dreams, 5 people were laughing around me, and I always loved that. Because at the end of the day, your dreams have to be so crazy that all around people are laughing at you, and then you're running for it. So think crazy and go for it. Have to have a lot of passion and love technology, because technology, if you don't learn technology and bring yourself into core areas, the thing is, things are going to be tough in times to come, sir. Back to you, Sajid.
Thank you, Faisal, and thank you very much. Just to summarize, and then we can pick 1 or 2 questions. I think it's the important concept, like you picked up earlier as well. For the early stage, dependability is something which we need to reflect. During the progression, the people management and the management skill and staying core to the objective of business and close to your customer, understand the customer, and see how you can really demonstrate the contribution you are bringing to the table. Media is important, regulators are important, your teams are important, how you really contribute to development. ROI is a very... Please.
One more thing that I would like to add, for the benefit of students, and which you always emphasize, I thought, it's a great opportunity to emphasize as well, that, we need to change the conventional mindset, status quo, that if I have studied ACCA, I only have to be in finance department. I think that myth also, it is for you if you want to say something like that, because a lot of time we come across, we have a big BPO company, and we have a lot of ACCA as our members, in our company. So this conversation of they being scared that my parents invested me into become a finance individual and I'm not in finance department, that myth has also has to change. So anything
No,
you would like to add to it?
no, definitely. I think, Faisal, you picked up a very interesting one. We were running an orientation session, and we ran that orientation with close to 700 people. Every time we ask somebody to set the goal, there's a one common goal which was that two common goals which stand out. Number one, everybody want to get into the entrepreneurship, which I loved about that. That's basically, if somebody is really getting into the entrepreneurship mindset, that's mean even as an employee they are the one who gonna create the maximum value. और उनके लिए finance or no finance, वो fincom हो, fintech हो, वो supply chain हो, procurement, payroll, they are good for everything. Taxation, regulators, so they are good for everything. And the second thing which I loved, everybody has got in their next 5 year goal is giving something back to society. So I think ये जो concept और ये जो mindset develop हो रहा है, entrepreneurship and at the same time giving something back to society, I would see that six-digit program will be able to contribute a lot in those people, because if you are obsessed about the customer, if you are obsessed about solving a problem, so then you are definitely gonna get there, or at least you're gonna get on a journey which will be very very rewarding. और उसकी कोई compensation नहीं है, वो जो rewarding journey, वो जो smiles आप देखते हैं during that journey, you have to still get to your desired lifestyle, but उस journey में जो smiles आप generate करते हैं just because of this mindset, I am entrepreneur, I want to really do something to solve a problem, and I need to give something back to society. So that's where we are really take pride in our student and member there. Okay, this is not very common in such a young lot. We are talking about people who are very very young. They are under 25 most of the time. So अगर वो ये mindset आ रहा है, तो we have a hope कि हमारी society जो है वो एक different चीज देखेगी आज से 10 से 15 साल बाद, when these guys are going to take the responsibility, the bigger responsibilities, I would say, they will shape up in a different way. So just summarizing on the something which we were discussing. So ROI is a very important concept. People management is a very important segment. Then overall management skill, because आपकी progression जो early stage से middle management or senior management पे, that is all around how close you are with the business, how close you are with the core of the business, and how you are doing the value. So Faisal, thank you very much for your contribution, and we will be bothering you during our six-digit session. We will bring you as an industry expert to share your experiences as well, and I hope you will enjoy talking to these guys, and you will be very very happy to see the energy and passion these guys are bringing to the table.
Sajid, it was always good to speak with you. Thanks for having me. And it was a wonderful session, and it was a great learning for me. So thank you very much for everything. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Faisal. Thank you. So Harun, if we can have you there, and we can have a couple of questions we can pick up, or a common theme if you are seeing some common theme, so we can pick up some of the questions.
Sajid, I think there are a lot of welcoming messages from members or people who have attended the orientation. I think there are a few individuals who are talking about competition and how do we surface above others in such a competitive environment. So that's a common, I mean, and we're continuously talking about mindset, and I referred, some of these individuals to the conversation happening, as, this conversation had answers, to the myths that people were talking about. So Sajid, big organizations, small organizations, of course, when you're working in a big organization, you have to work really hard to be in that spotlight where people can look at your work and people can start appreciating your work. Any advice? I think अभी फैसल ने जो कुछ comments दिए हैं, good learning for everyone. Yep. Unless you are fully embedded in the organization, unless you are fully aligned with the objectives of the organization, and you are to be seen as contributing towards those objectives as well, I think that's the starting point of your, getting salary raises, getting appreciation, getting, promotions in the organization. What is your comment? What is your feedback on this side?
I think I'll start with something which Faisal shared. I'll definitely can be wrong, but I'll never be in doubts, right? So सबसे पहली चीज जो हमें तंग करती है ना, वो doubts तंग करते हैं. Am I good enough? नहीं, I'm not good enough. कोई और मुझसे बेहतर है, और देखें वो. So देन मेरी बॉडी लैंग्वेज ही चेंज हो जाती है। देखिए बहुत फर्क होता है व्हेन यू आर प्लेइंग अ गेम टू विन एंड व्हेन यू आर प्लेइंग अ गेम नॉट टू लूज। नॉट टू लूज वाला एटीट्यूड जो होता है और उसकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज बहुत फर्क होती है, बट व्हेन यू एंटर इन द ग्राउंड एज अ विनर, तो वो आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज से नजर आ रहा होता है। ये बिल्कुल ऐसी है जब आपकी इंटरेक्शन शुरू होती है किसी भी इंडिविजुअल के साथ, और वो एम्प्लॉयर हो सकता है, वो आपका क्लाइंट हो सकता है, वो जो पहले 15-20 सेकंड होते हैं उसमें डिसीजन हो जाता है कि हु यू आर और आप कितनी कैपेबिलिटी है। बाकी तो वैलिडेशन प्रोसेस होता है ना, वो 10 मिनट से लेके आधे घंटे तक आपसे बात करेंगे, तो वो सारी वैलिडेशन प्रोसेस है। सो द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, डू यू हैव अ विनर एटीट्यूड? विनर एटीट्यूड नेवर लूज, दैट्स अ इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट। हमारे फियर्स हैं which hold us back. It's basically we have to get rid of those fear and we have to go out and fight with the spirit to win, not with the spirit not to lose वाला। So सबसे पहले तो इस एटीट्यूड की बात आती है जब हम बात करते हैं कंपटीशन है। अगर कंपटीशन है तो फिर तो ज्यादा मजा आएगा ना, अगर मैं अकेला ग्राउंड में हूं तो फिर तो मजा ही नहीं आएगा। अब तो कंपटीशन है, अब तो मैं जीत सकता हूँ। अगर कंपटीशन नहीं है तो मैं जीत ही नहीं सकता। देन आई एम सेल्फ डिक्लेयर्ड विनर ना। सो अब तो मैं एक पूरे ग्राउंड के सामने खेल रहा हूँ, कंपटीशन है, हो सकता है मुझसे बहुत टॉल हो बंदा और बहुत एक्सपीरियंस हो बंदा, बट आई एम इन अ ग्राउंड टू विन। I'll figure it out, and that's the term normally I use. वो जो mindset होता है ना कि there is a problem or there is a mindset which comes up, I'll figure it out how to do it. So इतना ही फर्क होता है, और लेकिन इसकी वैल्यू का बहुत बड़ा फर्क है, डिपेंडेबिलिटी आ जाती है। अगर मैं कहूँ आई एम अ पर्सन हु कैन फिगर इट आउट, और आई एम अ पर्सन हु कैन आइडेंटिफाई अ प्रॉब्लम एंड रिले दैट देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम। सो मेरा क्वेश्चन हमेशा ये होता है, अच्छा देयर इज अ कंपटीशन और आपके लिए एक बड़ा टफ टाइम है, फैमिली सिचुएशन भी टफ हो सकती है, एनवायरनमेंट भी टफ हो सकता है, एम्प्लॉयर भी टफ हो सकता है, सारी चीजें टफ हो सकती है। व्हाट यू गोना डू अबाउट इट? यू गोना वेट फॉर समबडी कि वो आके आपको उस भंवर से निकाले? हु इज दैट गाय जिसने आपको ये भंवर से निकालना है? मैं लास्ट टाइम भी जब हम ओरिएंटेशन में भी बात कर रहे थे तो बहुत से लोग कह रहे थे कि मेरा बॉस इज नॉट टेकिंग केयर कि मुझे वो प्रमोट करें। ये तो मैं उन्हें यही बता रहा था कि आपके बॉस के लिए ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है कि उन्होंने लंच में क्या खाना है, rather than thinking about it कि what he needs to do to promote you, unless until you are driven enough and you can demonstrate that। जैसे कमर ने एक बात की थी, फैसल ने बात की थी, सॉरी फैसल ने जिस तरह बात की थी कि एक आप डिस्कशन ओपन करेंगे और आप एक आर्गुमेंट टेबल पे लेके आएंगे। सो अगर आप वेट कर रहे हैं तो यू माइट हैव टू वेट लॉन्गर, क्योंकि उनके लिए अभी लंच है, उसके बाद उनकी पार्टी है, घर है, फैमिली है, उनका अपना कैरियर है। So why you believe somebody is going to think about it? Why you feel that you are entitled that के environment से लोग आएंगे और वो आपको उस मसले से निकालेंगे? बिल्कुल निकालेंगे, लेकिन पहली एफर्ट आपको करनी पड़ेगी। जैसे ही आप एफर्ट करेंगे बहुत से हाथ बढ़ जाएंगे, लेकिन अगर आप वेट कर रहे हैं कि हाथ बढ़ेंगे तो आप एफर्ट करेंगे, तो ये दिस इज नॉट द वे इट वर्क। आप एफर्ट शुरू करें, फिर बहुत से सबब बन जाते हैं उन चीजों को रिजॉल्व करने के और आगे बढ़ने के लिए।
सजीद, एक और इंटरेस्टिंग कमेंट जो मैं फैसल का मेंशन करना चाहूंगा, इट्स ओके टू ब्रेक अ फ्यू रूल्स, एंड आई कुड सी द स्माइल ऑन योर फेस व्हेन यू सेड दैट। It's okay to be brave in the organization, and I think you have cemented that message clearly. Sajid, there are people who are always lost in this debate of skills, tools. I mean, हम जो जितनी बात इस वक्त कर रहे हैं, this is all about the mindset. It's all about what's in there. Why is it that अभी भी जो हम conversation देख रहे हैं, people are still focusing more on the skill side? हमने ओरिएंटेशन में भी नोटिस किया, पीपल सेइंग अच्छा आप हमें क्या लोकल टैक्सेशन पढ़ाएंगे, अच्छा क्या आप हमें फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग पढ़ाएंगे इसमें? So why is this tendency that people start, switching back to skills and tools and not towards mindset mostly?
मैं एक बात करने लगा, किसी के ईमान पे ईमान लाना ना बड़ा मुश्किल काम होता है, ठीक है?
Okay.
हर बंदा अपना ईमान खुद डेवलप करना चाहता है। अब बहुत दफा हम जो चीजें मुझे विजिबल होती है ना, फॉर एग्जांपल मैं सिर्फ ये देख पा रहा हूँ कि एक बंदा बहुत कामयाब है क्योंकि उसे टेक्स्ट बहुत अच्छा होता है, ठीक है, या मैं एक बंदे को देखता हूँ कि वो बहुत कामयाब है क्योंकि वो प्रेजेंटेशंस बहुत अच्छी बना लेते हैं, ठीक है। मैं देखता हूँ एक बंदा बहुत कामयाब है क्योंकि वो ट्रांजैक्शन की नेगोशिएशन बहुत अच्छी कर लेता है, तो मुझे भी नेगोशिएशन स्किल्स डेवलप करने हैं। हमें जो चीज नजर नहीं आ रही होती, ठीक है, जिसके मैंने वो नेगोशिएशन स्किल एक स्पेसिफिक माइंडसेट से एक्वायर किए थे, और उस माइंडसेट में रहते हुए, उस फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड में रहते हुए डिप्लॉय किए थे। अगर मैं वो फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड निकाल दूं, अगर मैं वो माइंडसेट चेंज कर दूं, तो मेरे नेगोशिएशन स्किल, टैक्सेशन स्किल, मेरी वो एक्सेल और प्रेजेंटेशन, those are the skill sets and the tool set, they will never really reap that kind of value which I can just doing the same thing with a different mindset. So अगर आप अपना माइंडसेट चेंज कर लेंगे तो आपको सबसे पहले तो ये पता चलेगा कि आपने क्या करना है. You may not be like really driven towards the negotiation skill. You might be driven more towards the strategy formation, or really challenging people in terms of their strategy formation or business case development की side पे. So वो सारे scenarios वहां पे develop हो सकते हैं. So practically हमें जो चीज नजर नहीं आ रही वो माइंडसेट है, जो चीज नजर आ रही है वो या वो स्किल सेट है और वो टूल सेट है, और हम उस चीज के पीछे भागना शुरू कर देते हैं जो ऑब्वियस है. वी डोंट सी बियॉन्ड द ऑब्वियस कि वो क्या माइंडसेट था जिसमें उसने ये स्किल सेट डेवलप किया और फिर ये टूल सेट डेवलप किया. आज सिचुएशन चेंज हो जाएगी, वो एक नया स्किल सेट डेवलप करेगा, एक नया टूल सेट डेवलप करेगा, क्योंकि उस बंदे का माइंडसेट ही डिफरेंट है. दैट्स अ विनर माइंडसेट ना, उसने विन करना है. ही इज नॉट प्लेइंग नॉट टू लूज वाली बात. सो ईमान पे ईमान रखना मुश्किल होता है. जो चीजें हमें ऑब्वियसली नजर आ रही होती है ना, हम उसकी तरफ चल पड़ते हैं. हम जो बियॉन्ड द ऑब्वियस होता है कि जिसकी वजह से उसको वो सारा कुछ मिल रहा है, हम उस जगह पे नहीं जा रहे होते समटाइम. सो बट देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग विद द पीपल बिकॉज दे हैवंट सीन दैट मच. हमारे स्कूल सिस्टम से लेके, सॉरी टू से, इवन पेरेंटिंग तक, हम जिस चीज को वैल्यू कर रहे होते हैं वो रिजल्ट कार्ड्स होते हैं, वो मटेरियल सक्सेस होती है जो हमें नजर आ रही होती है. इट्स वेरी रेयर कि आप अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हो कि एक बच्चा जब जाता है और वो अपनी सोसाइटी में, अपने हमसायों में किसी के साथ इंटरेक्ट कर रहा होता है, और उस इंटरेक्शन से जो एक स्माइल जनरेट होती है वो एक माइंडसेट को रिफ्लेक्ट कर रही है. बिकॉज दैट्स नॉट अ रिजल्ट कार्ड व्हिच आई कैन टेक बैक एंड शो टू माय पेरेंट्स और अ टीचर और समबडी एल्स. दैट्स अ माइंडसेट. वो अगर मैंने नोटिस किया और मैंने उसको अप्रिशिएट नहीं किया ना, सो देन next time I am more incentivized to produce a result without knowing that why I'm doing it. So what और why वाले questions जो है ना वो पहले solve होने होते हैं, जिसपे हम focus नहीं कर रहे होते most of the time, और how वाले part पे हम बहुत ज्यादा focus कर रहे होते हैं, और then we lose the entire spirit कि ये हम कर ही क्यों रहे थे, क्योंकि हमने what और why question तो address ही नहीं किया अभी तक.
सचीद, आपने इस कॉम को एक नया नारा दे दिया है. किसी के ईमान पे ईमान लाना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. यू कैन सी द कमेंट सेक्शन राइट नाउ एंड पीपल आर sort of exchanging this comment. So very interesting. I think a very useful, very fruitful conversation. और मैं चाहूंगा कि जिन लोगों ने आज सुनी भी है conversation, if they can go back and listen to this again, there are many very useful messages in it. Or they can continuously make you stand on your feet and jump as high as you can, and with the determination that will take you to the next level. Sajid, just a few operational questions now. अब हम चूंकि launch की बात कर रहे हैं, I just wanted to make a few announcements. There are questions being asked by people कि जी अब हमें पता चला है कि ये प्रोग्राम क्या है, can we join in now? So मैंने थोड़ा सा comments में तो आंसर करने की कोशिश की है, but अब अपॉर्चुनिटी कुछ इस तरह है, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी हमारे पास भी वी हैव अबाउट ओवर 1000 इंडिविजुअल्स. अब अपॉर्चुनिटी इस तरह होगी कि कोई इंडिविजुअल जो ऑलरेडी सिलेक्टेड है वो अगर आपको नॉमिनेट कर देता है तो आप इस प्रोग्राम में आ सकते हैं. बट उस केस में भी हमें थोड़ा सा कैपेसिटी को देखना पड़ेगा कि हमारी कैपेसिटी कहाँ तक गई है. लेकिन प्लीज रिमेंबर, दिस इज नॉट द फर्स्ट टाइम एंड दिस इज नॉट द लास्ट टाइम दैट वी आर ऑफरिंग दिस प्रोग्राम. इंशाल्लाह वी विल कंटिन्यू टू ऑफर दिस प्रोग्राम फॉर बेटरमेंट ऑफ आवर स्टेक होल्डर्स. सजीद, आप अभी जो माइंडसेट की बात कर रहे थे, मुझे इससे एक बड़ी मजे की एग्जांपल जहन में आई. चंद दिन पहले मेरा एक इंटरेक्शन हो रहा था. मुझे अपना नया क्रेडिट कार्ड रिसीव हुआ तो मुझे उसको एक्टिवेट कराना था. एंड आई फोन्ड अप एन इंडिविजुअल हु वाज कॉल सेंटर का जो होते हैं एजेंट, वो था. एंड उसने ऑफ कोर्स मेरे प्रोफाइल में पढ़ लिया कि मैं ACCA में काम करता हूँ. आई थिंक उसने बहुत प्रोफेशनली मुझे आंसर किए मेरे क्वेश्चंस और मेरा कार्ड एक्टिवेशन. बट देन before leaving me or before letting me go, he said, I am interested in doing ACCA. Can you help me how? Now imagine that individual. Imagine, fine, उसने जो question किया वो अपनी जगह पर है, but imagine the mindset of that individual. He is not content with what he's doing sitting in that seat. He could have been content for that for the rest of the life. जी मैं ठीक है, मेरी जॉब लग गई है, मेरी इनकम आ रही है, कभी ना कभी तो मैं कहीं पहुंच जाऊंगा. he was not content. He's continuously thinking about improving, and he came across something which seemed to him as an opportunity, and he tried to avail it. And of course, I guided him कि आपको ये करना है और इस तरह contact करना है. So I think these are learning opportunities जिससे हम सबको learn करना चाहिए. ये opportunities लकी होते हैं वो लोग जिनके पास बार बार आती हैं, लेकिन कुछ के पास कम दफा आती हैं. उनको अवेल करना जो है, that is probably the success, the route to success. I think we have reached the time. Thank you very much, all of you. Any closing message from your side?
Just I think there are a couple of questions which are very specific to how part, and that's exactly what we were talking about. If we can figure out what and why, we will figure out how. So if we can identify what is your mindset and why it needs to be changed, and that's your self-assessment, nobody else can tell you, we will figure out the how part. So I think the question is not that how we are going to change that part. The question is why we need to change the mindset. And if it's worth to answer that changing a mindset can lead to a different kind of experience, we will figure out how. This program is designed to address these things. हम what and why question से शुरू करते हैं, और sometimes मैं हारून को कहता होता हूँ हमारे पहले 3-4 सेशंस का जो आउटकम होना चाहिए ना, वो ये है कि everybody should regret why they ever even existed, the people who haven't followed the certain path. So unless until we can really bring that self-assessment in such a candid way कि you are willing to share your vulnerability, और आपका ग्रुप भी अपनी vulnerability आप शेयर करने को तैयार हो, तब तक वो ट्रस्ट नहीं डेवलप होता. और जब तक आप उस vulnerability को शेयर नहीं करते, you are not ready to change. So there are certain exercises which are developed within the program. Within those 100 hours, you will go through that a lot. बार बार गुजरेंगे आप उससे, उसमें रोल प्ले से लेके और conversational और experimental चीजें भी हैं. You will go through those experiences, and that will help you to first identify कि आपका current mindset क्या है और what the new mindset you want. How वाला part जो है वो we will be supporting you to go through that journey. Not only us, you will support yourself, and the entire group will be supporting you at the same time.
Great. All right. I think, Sajid, any other final messages if you to give? I think I am looking forward to a very, very interesting beginning of the program from the next week. I'm sure all the ones who've attended the orientation also should have their fingers and toes crossed. The ones who could not attend the orientation sessions, I think nothing is lost. आप अभी program start हो रहा है next week से, उसमें join करें. And then, all that we've talked about, this launch was actually a mini orientation also with some very, very strong messages. So I'm sure we are up for a very, very big challenge. Please roll up your sleeves. Please pull up your socks. And I think the time has come to stand up and to latch on this opportunity. Determination is going to be key. मैंने आपको success rate बता दिया था. 50% individuals just couldn't cope up with the rigor. So please इस mindset के साथ आपने आना है कि वो जो सजीद भी कह रहे थे winning attitude, उसके साथ आना है. Otherwise this program is going to turn very, very difficult for you. So I think with that we call it a day. कराची में जो लोग बैठे हैं, मैंने सुना है कि कराची का मौसम इस वक्त बारिश की तैयारी हो रही है. जबरदस्त मौसम है, आप लोग बारिश enjoy करें. Or while Lahore has had its share of rainfall in the morning. Looking forward to seeing most of you in the session starting on Monday. Inshallah, today, later in the day, or tomorrow, your groupings, your team meeting links, everything will be in your inbox. Please do read your emails in order to get connected, and the schedule of your engagement will also be shared with you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sajid, and फैसल को हम in absentia thank कर देते हैं. बड़ी ज़बरदस्त गुफ्तगू की फैसल कामर ने, और राशिद का भी शुक्रिया. Rashid has been sitting back there managing the whole session. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope most of you will be a part of the program that we're going to run. Thank you very much, and take good care of yourself.
Thank you,